excited to be here, although I feel a little bit out of my depth because when I'm looking at data scientists, I know you people are proper data scientists, right? I was recently part of, I joined the AI Summit, Women in Africa in AI Summit, where we talked about what can we do for women advancement in the field of AI. And then today I find myself here among other data scientists to come and talk about leveraging AI for the future development of Africa. What is the way forward? I'm privileged to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'd like to think I'm one of you, but not properly one of you. People are more detailed into AI and data science than I am. My background, doing my PhD, I did touch on touch on data science a little bit, or if I put it under the bigger umbrella. So I remember my PhD was on what adaptive network-based fuzzy inference systems to aircraft weight estimation and optimization. And at that time, this was over 10 years ago, we're putting AI under soft computing, and it hadn't blown up as it's blown up today. So I'm so excited to be here. So good morning to everyone. I know that we have a couple of others online as well. So good morning to everybody present here and everybody online. Once again, I'd like to welcome you to Academic City University College. I hope you've had a good time so far. I know some of you came here on Wednesday, is that right? Others yesterday. And then the grand finale is today, right? Fantastic. I'm excited to give the keynote address for today on the topic of leveraging AI for the future development of Africa. What is the way forward? And I'd like to say a massive thank you to all the organizers for thinking of me and giving me this opportunity to come and talk about this today. I also want to give a special mention. When I got the keynote topic, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to do this alone because I'm not going to disgrace myself in front of specialists. So I solicited the help of Mr. Julius Amegaji here to say, help me do some research. Let's put something together that we can present to the team that will actually make sense. So thank you, Julius, for all your support in this as well. All right. So one of the fundamental pursuits of artificial intelligence is endowing machines with the ability to intelligently converse with humans. So on a lighter note, as Julius would like to say, it would have been wonderful for me to say that if that's what we're trying to do, then I'll remove my smartwatch, put it here, and it will do the speech for me, and I'll go and sit down, right? But on a lighter note, we live in unprecedented historic moments where the availability of vast amounts of data, such as behavioral data, streams of data from our gadgets and other items, the footprints we leave online, combined with advances in analytics and machine learning, are enabling us to tackle complex problems through algorithmic decision making. Many of these decisions, which have significant implications and possibly long-term consequences, both good and bad, on individuals and societies, are largely assisted by algorithms in the field of marketing, hiring, dating, lending, policing, criminal sentencing, stocks trading, politics, governance, agriculture, healthcare, to name a few. The opportunities, therefore, to have positive social impact through fairer and more transparent decisions are paramount. On the other hand, algorithmic decision-making processes might lead to discrimination, information asymmetry, and lack of transparency. So Africa as a continent has leveraged on quite a number of new technologies and inventions, and notable among them is the mobile phone and internet. Go to any part of Ghana right now, irrespective of it being a city, rural, urban area, and everybody has a mobile phone, right? Whether it's a yam or not, I'm not saying smartphone, they have a mobile phone, yeah? Okay. So according to Data Reportal, an online portal which provides some statistics on digital footprints, as of July 2022, we were estimated to be 7.98 billion in the world. 5.34 billion of us are unique mobile phone users. and 5.03 of us are internet users. Is that right? So I'd like to think that if that is the ratio that we're talking about it, and it's saying 4.7 billion of these people are active on social media right now, that means 59% of the world's population, and I believe that includes every single person in this room, is on social media. Is that right? What's the hashtag for this conference? Sorry? And we are all putting it on LinkedIn. We're putting it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Hey, our time, we had something called, what was it called? Prior to Facebook hitting it up, MySpace. How many people used MySpace? Oh, thank God. I have at least one person, one or two people that use MySpace. Fantastic. So in Ghana, we are estimated to be 32 million. And again, with 8.8 million of us on active social media. And for that, that's not a bad number for a population of our size. So if I may ask, what is the underlying denominator to all of these numbers? How do we get these numbers? Who can help me? Anyone? Why we are here. And that is data, right? Surely these figures obviously suggest that the new oil, everything everyone is working with now, is data. Data for insights, data for discoveries, and possibly the bedrock for innovation to make our lives better and to make Africa a thriving continent of growth. Additionally, artificial intelligence and its derivatives, such as machine learning and deep learning, also present us as Africans the opportunity to leapfrog and provide solutions to the challenges we face today. As a continent, we have chalked many successes, which I believe some of the speakers might have mentioned today, but there's still more room for growth. Or better still, in Ghanaian phrasing, as we always say, there's always room for what? Improvement. That's right. Our agricultural sector still remains underdeveloped, although it's worth mentioning that we've made great strides. Startups, companies, researchers, and individuals who are even present here today and are heavily providing the needed solution with the aid of AI. I am aware of Kara Agro AI, which have developed a massive data set for cocoa crop imagery that can be used by both data scientists, researchers, the wider machine learning community, social entrepreneurs within sub-Saharan Africa for various machine learning experiments so that they can build solutions towards in-field cocoa crop disease diagnosis and spatial analysis. And we can make this keynote speech available so you can see where all my references came from. So all the quotes are embedded. In the field of linguistics, there are opportunities to preserve our African languages, and I think this is particularly interesting and exciting. If you look at the proliferation of natural language application using deep learning techniques, coupled with voice technologies, they have made virtual assistants the new normal of everyday lives. We have different types. We have what, Siri, we have Alexa. Have anybody used Abana? Have you heard about Abana? Yes, fantastic. So compared to general purpose conversational assistants, research indicates that also the rising field of task-oriented dialogue, TOD systems, which are narrower in scope and are used for restaurants booking, traveling, banking, are also on the rise. However, this field of dialogue-oriented research is still yet to reach its full potential since English as a language, due to its large availability of data sets, still dominates these deployed virtual assistants as compared to other native languages. Would you all agree? Yeah? Imagine a native Akan, Ga, Ewe, or Gonja tourist who arrives somewhere in South Africa where the predominant language is Zulu, and they have a virtual assistant to translate what the Zulu tour guide is saying to him and her in your own preferred language. I won't try and say Guy and Ewe because you laugh at me, right? Imagine having a virtual assistant to explain to you the history of some parts of the North based on the narration of an old woman who has seen it all and lived in the northern parts of Ghana all her life. This, I believe, is unadulterated history passed on from generation to another generation. Or better still, and when I say this, I'm targeting Julius here, or better still, a virtual assistant to tell you the marriage rights of a specific tribe of a particular country in case you wanted to go there and get married, right? I'm looking at you, right? What this shows us is that there is still a gap to be filled to develop natural language processing solutions for our local consumption. I commend the likes of Ghana National Language Processing, Ghana NLP, Masakani, and others for their efforts in this regard. Nevertheless, we need to develop more data sets so that we can make this possible. With respect to sanitation, for a start, we can possibly deploy AI robots to clean some streets of Ghana. And again, when I say some streets, we mean some good streets, right? Not the ones that you came on when you're coming to Academic City, especially if you are coming from the Agbogba side. But eventually, we want to get to a level where we can able to clean all types of streets, irrespective of the nature of that street, and that is possible during the early hours of the day. Imagine the opportunities that we can create with that. In the area of cyber intelligence, opportunities to leverage on AI abound. A recent hack into the ride-hailing service Yandex Taxi in Moscow created a 2-hour-long traffic jam in the Russian capital, forming a traffic jam that lasted up to 3 hours. So could a machine learning algorithm have detected these orders being made from the same location earlier and prompted the Yandex Taxi company for immediate action? I leave that to your imagination. In the area of education, which is where we sit, the Ghana Data Science Summit is providing a platform for networking and collaboration. There are quite a number of organizations which are involved in providing AI relevant skills to fill the gap. Higher institutions of learning also have a big role to play in contributing to the general body of learning and training for the next generation of data and AI experts. I know locally, I know of AIMS, we work very closely with the African Institute of Mathematical Sciences. But for us ourselves here at Academic City, it is for this strategic reason. That is why we decide to fill this gap to try and introduce 3 new innovative undergraduate degree programs, one in artificial intelligence and robotics, which is the first on the continent, as well as biomedical engineering. But when we introduce these fields that we're talking about, we at Academic City are not looking at them in isolation, but rather the true research potential that comes when these technologies overlap. So if we're looking at artificial intelligence overlapping with biomedical, then we start to open up opportunities in autonomous systems, drone systems, from design, make, build, maintenance, the full design life cycle. If we're looking at robotics over biomedical, then we open up research opportunities in biorobotics, rehabilitation devices, advanced prosthetics, haptic systems. If we look at bio AI over robotics, then we start to open up a new area in biomedical data analysis, personalized medicine, wearable devices. But the true opportunity where we think that what can catapult us as a nation is what research opportunities lie in that center there, where artificial intelligence overlaps with biomedical, overlaps with robotics. What can we truly do? So Academic City has introduced these 3 new programs here, but you don't have to do these 3 new programs to be able to be exposed to some of these technologies. Currently in the Faculty of Engineering, we offer mechanical engineering, industrial and systems engineering, computer science, computer engineering, electrical and electronic engineering, electronic and electronic communication engineering, However, even within these courses, we still give them an opportunity to minor in one of these new and emerging technologies. So you can do that degree and still specialize in intelligent systems and aerospace, still specialize in robotics and mechatronics, biomedical renewable energy, where you're exposed to artificial intelligence, machine learning, modeling, and analysis of mechatronic systems. And it's not just the engineering guys we're doing this with. We know that data is heavily driven in every sector right now. All you have to do is be invited to someone's wedding, right? And there'll be what? Some drone be going over. At least they've stopped handing over rings with the drone. I'm so grateful for that. That was so cheesy. But all you have to do is join and go to a wedding, and you see the photography are leveraging on these new and emerging technologies. So we here at Academic City also teach that as well. We've embedded robotics AI within our commercial photography. We're introducing our students to digital marketing, heavily reliant on data. Journalism and mass communication is all about data science. It's all about AI. So we teach that as well. So you see that within our Faculty of Communication Arts, we're infusing these new and emerging technologies. We are making a business focus. We are adding digitization, marketing to it, and having an underlying core of entrepreneurship within that. And it's just not with the communication arts as well. If you look at some of the business courses that we offer banking and finance, accounting, human resource management, marketing, and entrepreneurship as an undergraduate degree. Even then, we are looking at digitization, internationalization, data, fintech, and how these are infusing these new technologies. So this is just to let you know that even here at Academic City, we are infusing, we understand the importance of data, and we are infusing these new technologies within all our courses. And additionally, all our level 100 students, irrespective of the program that they offer, we introduce them to Introduction to Doing Programming with Python. I'm sure all of you are Python experts, right? You can't come to data science summits and you don't know about Python programming, right? So we've made it compulsory, whether you're doing business, whether you're doing engineering, computer science, IT, communication arts, everybody takes those courses. We introduce new courses to level 100, like technology and society. Was technology, was society? What are some of the new emerging technologies that is coming up? How are they transforming Africa? We teach everybody leadership, fundamentals of innovation and entrepreneurship, where they can apply some of these new and emerging technologies. This is done intentionally so that we can infuse our students and make them future ready. And this is what Academic City University College is doing within the education sector. But last and certainly not the least, I would like to mention that our government also play a role within this as well. Our governments are making strides regarding policy formation, regarding the use of AI. They're doing stakeholder engagement on ethics, to name a few. But once again, there's still more to be done. They need to be more open to ideas, encourage the culture of supporting serious-minded startups and organizations who are providing solutions using emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence. Last but not the least, let me iterate this point. The notion that AI or machines are going to take over all our jobs, and therefore we are all going to go home and cry into our pillows, and they'll take over the world as well. And before you know, we are all in prison because machines are taking over. Well, let's look at it from a different perspective. Think about the jobs that have been created since the explosion of the internet. And it's a periphery of domains such as e-commerce, social media, Internet of Things. 10 years ago, if someone had come to you and said, I'm going to be a social media influencer, you'd be like, what is that? You understand? Think about the opportunity that is there with the Internet of Things, and this list goes on and off. And of course, as I mentioned, AI and its derivatives, such as machine learning and deep learning, have given us an opportunity to gather here. And most of us are aspiring to be experts in this field. So imagine AI creating similar wealth of new jobs to make up for all those that it replaces. Yes, it will get rid of some jobs, but we are getting rid of low-skilled jobs and creating more opportunities for higher skilled jobs where we are the brains behind what happens. Let us be champions in our own ways to promote a data culture where we are intentional about data, data literacy, where we have the skills to interpret and analyze data to draw logical conclusions, and most of all, invest in the curation of data sets to fit our use cases in Africa. The above challenge mentioned are not insomnable. They are achievable with the efforts we are all making to make use of the plethora of data for an inclusive AI use for all and for the good of Africa and mankind. So with that said, I'd like to say thank you so much for listening to my speech. I hope it's been insightful, and I'm happy to take any questions.